I just want to give each of you all an opportunity to kind of see what, from your periscope, what our challenges are and what our needs are, and how we can, better respond in Louisiana.
Well, I think just like after Katrina, where people came to help us, to see Louisiana here lending a hand, our first responders, our firefighters, and Emeril, you've been everywhere. Wherever there's disaster, you show up with your team to help out. And this is, whether in Louisiana, Puerto Rico, or here in Florida, it's not just the aid, the feeding, and what your team's doing and what the firefighters are doing. It's the fact that we care enough to be here that lifts them up, just like they lifted us up after Katrina.
100%.
So thank you, and thank your team.
That was a big lesson for me with Katrina, of understanding people that are in need, and especially children. And so as soon as my friend Jose Andreas, he called me a couple days ago and said, look, we're setting up a world kitchen. Will you help out? And I said, yes, I'll be there, no problem. If we didn't bring what we brought today, 750, 800 people wouldn't have ate today.
Right. Exactly right.
And
I mean, this is truly saving lives on American soil right now.
And when I heard about this and about my Louisiana brothers and sisters that are here, there's no doubt. We're here, we're going to be ready, we're going to have a great meal tonight. You and I kind of talked about the humane side of it, the spirit, the Louisiana spirit, and I think that's worth talking about right now.
Absolutely. When like we talked about, when people showed up in Louisiana and you were at wit's end thinking of giving up, how do you give up when someone gave up their life to come over and help, as you and your team's done, and the firefighters and first responders have done from Louisiana, away from their families, to help our neighbors out here in Florida. The spiritual, the uplift that gives, that people care enough, is as much as what we're doing physically on the ground.
Well, most of your guys are in Mexico Beach, right? Which is a total disaster. Just
everything's gone.
Total disaster.
Yeah, I mean, they're having to crawl through buildings, they're having to search through every crack and crevice for survivors.
And finding people.
And it's a very emotional thing that they're going through. So it's tough. It's tough.
Emeril, like the people you talked about today wouldn't have ate without you being there with food. This storm was supposed to be a Category 1 when it hit shore, and within a matter of a couple of days, people woke up and it was coming ashore as a strong Category 4. So there was no 3, 4, 5 days of preparing for the kind of damage we see here. So no one was prepared with meals, with first
put generators,
anything.
Right, they had no time. They just had no time. It's like we said, when they woke up that morning, it's already a Category 4. It's like, okay, now what do I do?
Right. So, well, we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Emeril, always a pleasure, my friend.
And Mr. Lieutenant Governor, we thank you.
Thank you so much.
You being here is amazing for us too.
Well, your men and women and your team here, getting here, knowing, fortunately, we've been through it many times. So they know what to do, and they can help lead some of the locals. Lessons we've learned through so many storms, they can help them avoid some of those problems. And I see the spirit in your men here helping the teams here on the ground navigate some of those problems. So hats off to your team. They're well trained, and they're here and they know what they're doing. It's a great asset to the people here in Florida.